Okay, so we've seen the rise of, medical tyranny or whatever, which is hilarious to even say that, medical tyranny, but that's what it was. If you didn't get the jab, if you weren't wearing your mask, if you were, you're a bad boy, somebody needed to fuck you up, like, or come down on you or whatever. So that has been huge, okay? And there's even still remnants, it seems, of this. I'm saying this age is over, but you'll see all these goofy, Wegovy commercials, and they're just so sickeningly just corny. And that's just these motherfuckers. They're not as entertaining, okay, as the fallen angels. They think they're so great, they think they're so slick that, they end up kind of like they don't even need to try or something. I don't know. Another thing we've seen is, along with cancel culture, we've seen the economy drop, okay? Or at least they're telling us that the economy, but that kind of goes along with this entropy that has risen. I just noticed, like, people just don't move as fast no matter what it is they're doing. I kind of maybe noticed it with myself too, just like cleaning up and shit. It's like there used to be more urgency. There used to be more, I don't know, but there's just like this rot that has set in, and that is, due to Yog Sothoth, and he is AI, and he is also all male porn stars. Now, this is another huge thing we've seen rise. Pornography. I mean, everybody's locked down. What do you think's going to happen? Now, that's very big because Nyarlathotep and all everybody he rolls with is a cam whore. Okay, their manifestations are cam whores. So their avatars are causing all this ruckus, all these problems between us, bitches not having money, you know what I'm saying, music turning to shit, media using all this shit against us to have a way to extract more goo from young men. Okay, because that's what it's all about. As crazy as that sounds, that's what all this shit is set up for. Okay, this is their regime. And their girls that run this shit, this is what they want. Okay? So anyways, those girls were the ones that taught all these other girls how to do OnlyFans and shit like that. Okay? It's possible they're multi-trillionaires due to all the money that their male avatars hoard. But yeah, so anyways, so we've seen this rise in that type of shit, okay? And this is a way women have realized, oh shit, how am I gonna make money? You know what I'm saying? In this new economy, well, that's a guaranteed way. Now, who knows where that money's coming from, who these men that are actually supposedly donating all this money to you, you know what I'm saying, whether they live on the surface of the world or underneath the world, or I guess it doesn't matter as long as they're getting paid. But we've seen something else too, though. We've seen the rise of female beauty. I don't know if that's because of all this, or if it's a reaction to all this, if it's an opposition to all this going on. Now, it could kind of be explained like this. Like, okay, men kind of just gave all our power to women. They just cried and complained so much, we just were like, fuck it, all right, here, have all the power. And so there was all this shit. There was this, basically, there's like this section of town that needed to get renovated, okay? We need to bring in a wrecking ball, knock down buildings, build new buildings. And so everybody was there with their hard hats and their work boots and their, and shit. But everybody that was there was all women. And they were like, you know what? Let's just spend this money on ourselves. Leave this shit how it is, and we'll just beautify the town by buying makeup and red bottom heels and shit like that. Like, forget building a youth center where the kids can go play basketball and stuff like that. Like, it's cool. So we've seen the rise of womanism, which means the fall of everybody else. Men especially, men have certainly been downgraded since the year 2020. But even worse than that is the youth have been seriously disenfranchised since then. See, when you have this whole, oh, we're all equal shit, well, that means the youth aren't really the youth. Okay, you're actually supposed to elevate the youth and the elderly. That's how you judge a society. By how they treat their kids and their elderly. How moral are their young men? And so to make everyone equal, the youth have had to be neutralized. Okay, so we're seeing the result of that. We're seeing these young men and just the youth in general. Just nobody gives a shit about them. Okay, because they're not young. We're all equal. We're all that tree. We're all that dirt. You know what I'm saying? And that philosophy goes beyond this life. That's how the leader of that philosophy, the leader, Buddha himself, that's how he views things in the universe. Okay? There's no supreme beings or nothing because he thinks he's the supreme being. So if he's the supreme being, then a motherfucker ain't shit. Then you know what I'm saying? Then so yeah, then that comes to this world, and so instead of it being so it goes from, oh, I'm equal to God, to now in this world, oh, we're all created equal, I'm equal to Jesus. Okay, this is how highly these things, or lowly, I don't know, these things think of themselves. Now, this is something that was on the rise, and this is a reason why this age is actually over. Big reason. And this already started, this was already happening, okay? We've seen the end, in my lifetime, I've seen the end of serial 187ers. But if y'all will remember, if y'all can remember, after or during this whole pandemic thing, or maybe like right after it, a bunch of age like 15 to 20 year old white men, mostly, there was a lot of mass S words going on. It literally seemed like every other week. Why was he going crazy with these mass S words? Well, because this guy's really a pussy. Okay? And this is his way of enforcing things. This is his way of getting you to toe the line. If that shit was happening a bunch still, the youth really wouldn't be talking. The youth really wouldn't be running their mouths. I don't know how to really explain it, but that's like his enforcement, his way of enforcing shit, enforcing policy. Okay, with these serial 187ers, with these mass 187s that were happening. It wasn't all youth, young males. I think there was a couple older people involved, but anyway, so as we've seen that go down, we've seen this bitch lose power. And he's tried some real weak-ass shit that doesn't have the same zest and cachet that it used to. Like Middle East wars, like police actions, like with ICE, okay? So he's still kicking. He's still, you know what I'm saying? He ain't just gone yet, but we've entered a new phase, and the leader of this phase has kind of gracefully given the reins over to somebody else that we'll get into later. I'm running out of time.